All right. Hi, Avenue of Art artist. I'm Beck Lane. And again, I'm making another video while I'm totally exhausted. I just spent the entire day at Urbanite Theater. Again, I'm the featured artist for the second season in a row. But uh, I'm helping with costume changes. I joke around with people that I help a kid put on his pants. That's basically it. But yeah, I've been helping with costume changes, and it has been absolutely phenomenal to have that outlet, to leave my house and have that outlet. It came at just the right time. I have talked about the admin of the Sarasota Sidewalk Murals Facebook page or group or whatever she wants to call it since. Let me see. She's been through. The name changes have been Avenue of Art, Sarasota Sidewalk Art, and Sarasota Sidewalk Murals. Uh, she had to stop using Avenue of Art after being handed a cease and desist order, and she's tried to use it a couple times, but it hasn't worked. She also, I've noticed, and it's been really aggravating to me that in all this time that she's been posting about, the sidewalk murals and the artists that she's defending, and all this like utter complete self-aggrandizing bullshit that nobody asked her who were you defending. Nobody asked her that, so it's been really infuriating, but I don't want to focus on that too much. We and I don't want to put the cart before the horse, and that's been a main point with Denise is, it's dealing with the utter chaos and kind of destruction that this woman has caused. The Sarasota Sidewalk Murals admin has caused. It's been really awful, and it's taken up 7 days a week, every day, all day, sometimes late into the night, starting at like 6 in the morning. We've had to deal with media calling us because of this woman and wanting clarifications because they don't really understand who she is or what she's doing. Different media outlets have been told not to call Denise, not to contact me or her, Denise, by this admin. And so they're calling us like, or calling Denise, really, who is this person? I'm sorry to harp on Denise. I don't want to put her in a bad position, but this really, again, I can't begin to stress how, or I can't begin to explain how stressful this has been. However, today, and again, not putting the cart before the horse, not meaning to, as I mentioned in the last video, we have been talking with 2 different law firms, and we'll give out the names as soon as we have more concrete information. Once we've got things a little bit more concrete, they're taking the paperwork that Denise has supplied, and they're figuring things out. We had this one conversation 2 days ago with a paralegal here in Florida. She and her boss, who runs their law firm, were really excited to be able to look at this because they don't deal with intellectual property very much, although her spouse is a professional illustrator and artist and has been for decades, and has experience. This isn't something their law firm normally handles. However, they're looking at it from a social justice point of view, and how really egregious the erasures were. So I'm feeling hopeful, certainly more hopeful than I was 2 or 3 weeks ago, while we're watching the utter nonsense and the self-aggrandizing and the blustering going on Sarasota Sidewalk Murals. But we got some really interesting news today. The attorney Vivek, Vivek, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name, that the admin on Sarasota Murals or Sidewalk Murals was boasting about working with. I've been trying to get a hold of. I've emailed him multiple times over the last 2 weeks, didn't get a response. So this morning, I gave him a call. I don't know why I just didn't before. He has 2 phone numbers listed on his website, and the office one actually connected me to some woman who knew nothing about Vivek. So the phone number's wrong, which I left a message on his machine. But I called his cell and left a message. And so he didn't call either one of us. I always put Denise first, just so everybody knows. I always abdicate to Denise. Avenue of Art is Denise. It's not me. I'm just trying to help here. Just trying to help keep the ship moving, but also trying to keep it upright in really turbulent waters, so to speak. I love analogies. So he emailed us today, and the really cool thing is he let us know that his plans, and that he was going to be talking to a couple people this week, but that we're going to be having a Zoom call next week. And it's mainly he and Denise, because Denise is the one. Denise is Avenue of Art. She is all of this. She is the reason that we came together, and she's the reason that we got to do all this work. We were invited into this absolutely magnificent project. We got to participate in something historic, not just in Sarasota, but across the United States, because it was the largest collection of sidewalk paintings in the country, if not the world. So he'll be meeting with Denise, probably me, but the 3 of us, but the focus is, sorry. Anywho, one of the reasons I was trying really hard to get a hold of him was because the admin on Sarasota Sidewalk Murals was boasting about working with the ACLU, and I knew it wasn't true. So I've been trying to contact the ACLU to get confirmation on yes or no. Are you working with this woman? And how do I put it? We got confirmation that this is not a case that they handle. They are overextended. Their budget is way too small. They just don't have the manpower. However, there may be, I guess there's going to be, I don't know, there's something going on. Anywho, they were not working with Sarasota Sidewalk Murals, and neither was Vivek. I knew it, but I didn't have the confirmation to be able to say that to people on Facebook or, in a forum like this. But now Vivek has confirmed that no, he's not working with this woman. He said he never responded to her at all, because she has nothing to do with Avenue of Art. She has nothing to do with anything. And my point isn't just to harp on what a narcissistic blowhard this person is. Again, we've been dealing with this for 2 months. And it is far darker than anyone would realize unless they were at the center of it, which is me and Denise. So, anywho, he never got back to this woman. And so when she was posting on her Facebook pages that, oh, I got the ACLU. The ACLU I'm going to be working with them, and they're going to be working for me. And about Vivek and everything, it was, to call it misinformation is being kind. but we have it in writing. This wasn't happening. So I mean, I'm really glad I called him and he responded, and that we are setting up a meeting. So now this makes a third law firm, or three different lawyers. Well, there's going to be five actually, that will be looking at VARA. Never want to hear that word again once we're done. But the Visual Artists' Rights Act, they're looking into that. And they're also looking into the different state laws, as well as the county charter articles that I found that were violated, and several other things that I found. Like, I've been dogged. I couldn't stop looking into this stuff. So, anywho, they're going to be looking into all of that. Now, the point I want to get to is, we're only at 11 minutes. It's a record. The point I want to get to is, if you know of any artists who fell for her gaslighting, fell for this admin's gaslighting, fell for her stories, fell for her look at me grandiosity, and let's just say it's misinformation. Let's be kind, unlike she has been to anybody. If you know someone who has fallen for this garbage and signed a contract with her, she, as I mentioned before, she told us, she stated that she was going to get artists to sign a contract with her so that she could act as their rep. When we kept saying, you can't act as anybody's rep, you have no skin in the game, none. That has been confirmed over and over and over again by multiple law firms who have told her, you can't represent anybody. You have nothing here. You are nothing to Avenue of Art. She has been told by us, by law firms, by lawyers, and she just refuses to accept reality. So anyway, this is where we are. If you happen to know artists who did sign a contract with her, unfortunately, I'm not finding a way they can get out of it. As we move along, I want to say, as we move along, we'll talk to whoever we land with, whoever we all end up with in the end, or some of us end up with in the end. We'll talk to them and see what we can do about helping them with these contracts, because they were, as far as I can see, as far as I've been able to delineate, they were offered under false pretenses, which would be a breach of contract. I'm not a lawyer. I've been looking into this for people, and this is the main reason I have been so loud and obnoxious on Facebook and just hammering away at this. I was really afraid of artists getting locked into a lie, being used, because we are always used, but I was really afraid of artists being used and being locked into a lie, and locked into a contract written on a lie that they can't get out of. A misinformation, misinformation, but that they can't get out of. I've been there. I know lots of artists who have been there. And it was a deep concern of ours, actually, that our artists not be used as leverage for profit. So I believe a couple people were, because they're not particularly savvy, and they wanted to take her word for it. And now we have endless concrete proof that no one should have taken her word for anything. We have a journalist who's looking into one issue. We have journalists who are interested in looking into other issues this woman caused. But she's still on Facebook telling everybody how wonderful she is. She's also happened to remove almost all posts about the ACLU and about Attorney Vivek, Jaya, something I can't pronounce. She's removed that. She's removed any posts where she was announcing, "Oh, we've got the 5 points lawyers." She never had the 5 points lawyers. They told her explicitly. And we knew this. We knew this, but she was very busy gaslighting people. And if we brought it up, she would tell people I was crazy, Denise is cruel and mean, and Denise is a monster. She said really some horrible things. And so we have kept record, and we'll see what we do in the future. But my main concern right now is that the if any artist signed a contract with her, that we know about it, and that hopefully we will find people who can help them take care of it. So that's the thing. And now it's been 16 minutes of me yammering on. But so good news. Good news, we have nothing concrete. And again, Denise does not want me or anyone else putting the cart before the horse. But I think we all need to hear some good news for a change. Because we also have been working not just on this chaotic nightmare going on, this blustering, chaotic, look at me nightmare. We've had to deal with this. It has been all-consuming. I woke up to messages at 6 o'clock this morning. I'll go to bed at 11 o'clock, and I'm still getting messages from people. She won't leave me alone. She's called like my family. She's calling my friends. It's been really, it's been awful. And some of you have experienced this. I've heard from many artists who have experienced her endless bullying and harassment. But I think it's coming to an end because things are coming to light. And although I was really angry over that press release that she sent out last week, because it was all false information. It was just self-aggrandizing, blustering misinformation that she handed over to news crews, who then contacted us and was like, who is this woman? Who is this? And why won't she stop calling me or stop calling the station or the paper or whatever? I was angry, but now she's drawn attention to herself. And it's something we were trying to avoid. We've actually been trying to oh my God, I'm never going to shut up again. There are things in her past that we have avoided talking about. And why nobody else looked her up, is beyond me. This has been really aggravating. But if I had filed not just a cease and desist order, but a restraining order, as I was not just asked but begged to by I don't know how many people, because of the harassment I was enduring, like the nonstop harassment I was enduring, the phone calls to all of my friends, bullying them, trying to get them to force me to sign this stupid fucking contract. She was calling. I literally couldn't go anywhere where I knew people, because they would just go, why is she calling me? Why is she emailing me? I was begged multiple times to file a restraining order against her. If I had done that, then aspects of her past that you can find online, it's right there. It was in national news, would have come to light. And I've been really angry, but that's pretty extreme. And I was holding on to that. I was holding on to it. We both were, Denise and I. So hopefully we didn't have to use it because the truth is coming out. She is still on Sarasota Sidewalk Murals, patting herself on the back, telling everybody she did everything, that nobody else did anything, that she started this. She contacted Beck. I saw this email. I saw this one. She contacted Beck and invited Beck to help her with this. Dude, I can't even. I can't even with the lies, with the endless lies. But, so that said, again, we have 3 different law firms that will include, that are like 5 different lawyers who are looking into this. We have a Zoom call coming up next week, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of an update. Again, everybody's going to have to look into the case. Everybody's going to have to do their own research, using their own people, and we'll see what transpires. Let's put it that way. Okay, I'm going to stop now because you guys are my therapy session right now with this woman. I've had whole days where I can't get out of bed because it's been just so daunting. However, I'm thinking now that she's poked the bear, and media is finding out and about who she really is, and people across the country. I've been talking to people across the country or on the East Coast who have had to deal with her on many different levels over decades. They've found out, and she's also contacted people she hasn't spoken to in years, apparently, looking for sympathy. Hopefully it's going to slow down, and we'll see what we can do about any contracts that anybody signed with her. But that's going to take a back burner to getting Avenue of Art in place first, getting the care and the help that we need. All right, that's it. 22 minutes. God, I can talk. All right, so that's it. That's the update for today. So thumbs up on that. Just please let us know if you know anybody who did sign a contract with her, and we'll keep them in mind and see if we can get them some help at some point. But right now, too, we need everybody to fill out the paperwork, the claims, notice of claims with the state, with FDOT, and with the city. And again, how to do it electronically, how to do it online is down below in the videos below. But I strongly suggest sending in registered letters. Then you've got proof that everybody has them. Oh, I got to check mine too. Forgot about that. All right, ciao. Cheer.